Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see here on our channel or our website. Reach out to me directly, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing a 2018 launch, the Panerai Luminor Marina Left-Handed 8 Days PAM00796. 44 millimeters in stainless steel with the traditional Alessandro Berrettini case profile rather than the 1950. This is a watch that is truthfully an ambidextrous watch that pays tribute to the left-handed crowns made for Italian Navy personnel during the 1950s. This is a watch that measures 44 millimeters in diameter, though it doesn't really feel that large on the wrist. It's 53.5 millimeters from lug to lug, 15 millimeters thick, and 24 millimeters between the lugs, with the strap held on by screws and bars, the old school Panerai way of doing things. Now, throwing the watch on the wrist, again, it doesn't wear like a 44. I would say this watch feels more like a 42. The lugs are barely there just to drape the strap over the edge. You can see the down the barrel shot, the cuff shot. It'll fit underneath the jacket, but not a super tight sleeve. And then over the top, where you can see the lugs are right out to the edge of my wrist, but I could still recommend this watch for a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. Big Panerai watches wear smaller than their rated size. Taking a look at the hardware and the software, you can see the strap's a good look. Calfskin, plenty of bolstering to add volume, folded edge, a contrasting blue binding stitch, and then there is a slightly aged contrasting stitch that keys to the ecru simulated patina or photina of the dial, and there is a simple traditional trapezoidal steel Panerai pin buckle for quick adjustments. You can see there's calfskin as well on the underside. And what I meant when I talk about screws and bars is you can see there are screws there, and then there are bars that go through the strap. Normal watches use spring bars here where you can just snap them out on occasion. The screw and bar system is both more friendly to home strap swapping and more secure. The crown is iconic, but it's on the opposite side. These Destro watches have a crown at 9 o'clock, and yes, the movement's basically flipped upside down, and it features the same iconic profile. I mean, let's face it, you know what watch this is without even seeing the dial. The watch features all-aspect crown guard protection. That's one of the advantages here. Conventional shouldered crown guard doesn't give you absolute protection from direct impact, whereas the Panerai system absolutely does. Now, it's also wonderful because when you lift the lever, it's easy to see your crown's unlocked. You're not going to jump into the water when your crown's unlocked like that, whereas if this were threaded out a few turns, you could easily miss it. More advantages. Because the crown only gets compressed and decompressed, it doesn't thread through its stem seals, it doesn't wear down its seal as quickly. Plus, once you've unlocked it, it's easy to turn. You can wind it, you can set it. It's particularly friendly to a wet, sweaty, or gloved hand, so it's easy to use in the field, which for most of us is going to be the pool or the beach. And you can see there's a small roller bearing inside the locking cam, and that since 2007, that's called the runner. That has made the action a little bit smoother. The dial is matte black with ecru simulated patina, and you can see it also features a little bit of an ecru printing with the exception of the 8 days script. This sandwich dial construction is very traditional for Panerai, so there's a stencil on the top with the indices and the numerals, and then there's a fully loomed disc underneath, giving it a 3D loom effect and plenty of luminescence. The hands are blackened, so only the strips of ecru loom show against the dial base. You can see on the reverse side, there's a complication, a power reserve indicator for the 8 days of manual wind reserve de marche. The watch is 300 meters water resistant. You can see this one is V series, so 2019. Pivoting on 21 joules, it's shock resistant with a free sprung balance and a full balance bridge, and it blazes away at 21,600 vibrations per hour, which is, truth be told, a moderate beat rate, helping to permit the 8 days of power reserve in this watch. And you can see that it features a stop seconds function, so you can set it precisely to your reference time. Also note this quirky feature. The movement includes a loomed power reserve indicator. Now, by the 1950s, Panerai was largely done with its Rolex Codebert pocket watch movements, and the Angelus calibers, the SF240 with its 8-day power reserve, was coming into service. And you can see the pocket watch like 3/4 style bridge with linear satin graining does recall the look of those Angelus SF240 movements. Of course, the timepiece was always ever built for a pocket watch sized caliber, which made it more visible as the dial was larger and made it one of the original oversized wristwatches. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com with purchase and pricing questions. And we're back with the PAM796. You can see that you have that loomed power reserve indicator on the case back.